My fellow starseeds and light workers, you have been settling. Yeah. This is happening for us. Really leveling up as if we have never had it before. Did you just see that massive orb? Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucy Davis, and today I am here to pre-record the Lucy Davis Live at 5 for the 12th of May 2025. Now, I am actually going to be doing a one-to-one session with a client at this normal time. So I decided to pre-record a powerful video for you guys to let you know what is going on in and around the world in this now moment. It's fair to say, April was crazy, but May is absolutely marvelous in so many ways. But my goodness gracious me, there is mayhem. There is, really leveling up as if we have never had it before. Did you just see that massive orb just go, whoop, I'm just going to give you some extra energy. Wonderful. You can kind of tell the way this video is going to go, my friends. So, like I say, I'm filming this on the 11th of May, as I am busy, on the 12th of May. So, a couple of things that I need to bring to your attention just before I step into this topic of this timeline hop that we have experienced in the last few days, in the last week, in the last 11 days, really, since going into May, is we've got on 13th. So when you watch this video tomorrow on the 13th of May, there is Soul School. Now, so many people love Soul School. Soul School is my passion project. It is something that I am bringing to the world as the new educational system. It helps you regulate your emotions. It helps you figure out why you've got baggage. And that is the theme of the 13th of May. The 13th is a very powerful divine feminine number. May is something that I channel all the time called Maya. And it's a really powerful female, like mother energy that is going to come through with this. So the topic in which we are talking about this time round is very much about taking our trash out. So looking at ourselves without the rose tinted glasses on, ladies and gents. And I mean all of us. So many of us are good at finger pointing and saying, this is what's wrong with you. This is your problem. This is what you could have done better. But it's very rare that we actually stop, take a moment, take a breath, and actually realize and acknowledge that we are witnessing everything in the world through our own lens. Soul School is going to bring consciousness into your life of the lens in which you are hiding behind. Now, it's up to you as to what you do with that. Some people are going to want to grow through that. Some people are going to get like frozen in that moment of, oh my goodness gracious me, everything that's ever gone on in my life is actually my problem. And all these people that I've blamed before, actually, oh my goodness gracious me, it wasn't them, it was me all the way along. But this is just a battle of the ego. There is absolutely nothing wrong at any point in your life saying, you know what, I'm the problem. And, I actually did, I don't know where I did it, but yesterday at some point I shared something along the lines of, I have to realize that the common denominator in every single relationship issue that I've had, like I'm talking intimate relationships, my friendships, my family, all of that is amazing. But I have to take responsibility that the common denominator in every intimate relationship that I've ever been in is me. I can blame other people. I can point out all sorts of different things, but at the end of the day, at some point, we all need to recognize if there is something that's not working in our life, whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it's our career, whether it's our health, it's on us how we have got ourselves there. It's on us, the choices that we have made. So it's a very powerful energy that we're going to be bringing through, and I'm going to be calling in, the real heavy, heavy energies of the divine feminine. And I don't mean heavy and like, oh, suppressing. I'm talking like the big guns. I'm going to be calling in Mary Magdalene. I'm going to be calling in Mother Mary. I am going to be calling in the big guns to support us as we go through this journey. Now, if you have got a mother wound or a father wound, which I think every single person on the planet has, one or the other, this is going to be a really powerful session for you. It's going to be a time whereby you can actually say, you know what? I am going to recognize this. I'm going to realize this and I'm going to move forwards from this. I'm going to release myself from this spider's web. And if you've read my weekly woo, or if you have followed any of my recent videos, you will know that I keep talking about I felt like I was a fly caught in a spider's web, and I'm like, oh my God, the spider's coming at me and I don't really know where to go or what to do. But actually, I'm kind of like peeling myself off of that now and I'm getting my mojo back. I am really feeling quite alive, more so than I have done in a long time, although maybe I don't look it too much, but it's very true. I genuinely feel back to where I choose me to be. And this is very much May energy. This is very much, if you haven't watched the May energy update, please do. I'll link it back. Please do go and check that out. I've also done the full moon energy. So the full moon is going to be in its peak, like 11th, 12th, 13th. That's the period of time. And this full moon is rattling us to our core. And it's fair to say, every conversation that I'm having with somebody, whether it's a client, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a family member, like this full moon is really bringing things to the surface in such a gorgeous way. Um, the timeline hop that we have had in the last week is like we've slammed a door. We literally have slammed a door on the old, or, like it's a good example here. Like we've closed a book for the last time. It's not that we've finished a chapter, we've closed a book and we are about to create the new book. We're about to open the next door. We've slammed that big one shut. And actually, we're moving on to the next one now so that we can kind of open it, probably a little bit carefully with a little bit of caution, just like, is this safe for me in here? This is the energy in which we are now stepping into. Everything that you have said prior to now in your life, you are going to get challenged. Don't see that as a negative thing. This is a really beautiful thing. So, for example, I always talk about how the fact that, I see myself in a world where there is peace, where there is harmony, where there is love. And however, there is an area of my life where there seems to perpetuate drama. Okay. So now I am being faced with, do you want to do this because of your empathy and your love? Or do you want to change and actually live in your truth and head towards peace, head towards harmony, head towards authenticity? And you may be finding this in any area of your life right now. If you are not being authentic, this timeline hop that we have just had, this timeline jump that we've had, and it feels like a quantum leap, by the way. It doesn't feel like a tiny little one. It feels like a massive quantum leap into the version of us that we always were intended to be. And what are we going to do about that? We can keep playing the same games over here. We can keep having the same conversations. But if you are somebody who has sat there and said, I know I deserve X, Y, Z. In fact, let's do the other way. So for me, it's all about peace. It's all about harmony. It's all about connection. It's about conscious relationships. It's about love. That's what it is. But let's say on the other side, you have decided that all you want in your life is a bit of fun. I just want some fun. I just want some fun. I just want some fun. If you are in alignment with fun, that's absolutely great. But you will be served some tests, some lessons, some reminders about, is it fun that you really want? Because fun might be fun on a Friday or a Saturday or whatever. But when you're trying to build your business on a Monday, is it fun that you're going to be looking for? Or is it people that are going to be around you that are going to call you out, that are going to help you up level, that are going to hold you accountable, that are going to help you grow? So this is where we have to be so certain right now. I love my business. You guys know I love my work. And actually, again, I did a little video yesterday and it was about, if you are somebody who gets up and you go to work for the money and you know you've got to grind for the money, like that's stress. If you get up in the morning and you're like, oh my gosh, I love my work, that's passion. And my friends, I am so privileged. In September 2017, I shut the door on stress and I opened the door on my passion. Now, I'd already been running my business for 2 years at this point. However, that's the day that I walked out of corporate. That's the day I skipped out and I said goodbye forever. That's the day that changed my life. That's the day that Lucy Davis became much more aligned to who Lucy Davis truly was. I never resonated with a 9 to 5. I'm not saying that I ever worked 9 to 5, by the way, but I never resonated with a 9 to 5. I never resonated with sitting on a train into London for however long and then out from London for however long and stomping with, I used to be like, wow, it was like a whole heap of ants like stomping into work of a morning, like there were just all these working ants like stomp stomp stomp, and we were caught up in the crowds going in, caught up in the crowds going out. Like then there was all of the fun, the boozing and the drugs and the partying and the fun times, like this was just a cycle, a spider's web, if you like. Actually the way that I used to talk about my life in London was it was like a roundabout. you know Once you were on that roundabout, like only the brave ones got off. Only the brave ones made it out alive. And, that's why we see so many young heart attacks, suicides, breakdowns taking place in big cities because it's like you are caught up in this portal of just slaving yourself for the good of somebody else. And more often than not, when we work for somebody else, it's not actually our passion what we do. It's very rare that somebody is employed by somebody else and they're able to do whatever it is that fires their soul up. Like, if you are one of those people, you are amazing. Well done for finding that. However, most people chase the money, you know? Most people do whatever they have to do to survive. And they get caught up in this inauthenticity of grinding. And then obviously the weekend comes and it's all about fun and it's, oh, I've got to let my hair down. I've been at work all week. And it's that cycle that we find ourselves getting into. It's that cycle that I'm so privileged that I left in 2000 I left it in 2014 actually, because when I went back to corporate for a couple of years I was a very different person and I wasn't chasing that. I was going out running at the weekend. I was training with my partner at the time. We would go and do boxing and we'd go walking and we'd go to food markets and we'd hang out and we'd do such cool things. We used to go to the cinema. I think some of you will have read in my book, him and I every Friday or Saturday we would go and watch a movie and just gorge on like sweets and crap, and then the rest of the week we'd be absolutely straight as a die training, and it was amazing, the discipline that we had in our lives, and that's where the discipline changed for me. That's where actually being disciplined is actually my fun now. And people would be like, oh, how boring, she doesn't drink alcohol, or she doesn't go partying. But then look at what I did a week or two ago. I went out till 3:30 in the morning and danced my socks off, and I lasted longer than everybody else that was on drugs. So, like, okay, there's discipline into, the business that I would like to achieve and the relationships that I would like to achieve and the friendships and the, my family dynamics. However, like there's discipline when I can go out and have fun too. But people see that as a weakness. So the long and short of this timeline shift is it's your trigger point to shut goodbye on the past. And it's your trigger point to step into who you authentically are, warts and all. What is the key dynamic, the key driver for your life? What is it that you actually choose for you going forwards? Like I say, if it's fun, don't you dare be bitching and whinging about, not having stuff that other people have got that get their head down and have discipline. It's very important that we recognize really what is important to us right now. And to me, the most important thing is love. The most important thing is being real and being raw and being authentic in my skin. There will always be people who put you down. There will always be people who try to hold you back. There will always be people that don't realize that there is multiple sides to a story. There will always be people that will be loyal to you, even though the person that they're being loyal to is really quite cruel behind your back. But that's on them. That's not your problem. Your job is to show up and be your best version without question all of the time. I spoke to one of my best friends and she called me, I don't even know when it was, the end of last week. And she was like, oh my God, Luce, I lost it. I'm like, okay, talk to me about what happened. Oh my God, I lost it. I am so embarrassed with myself. However, what happened with her in the situation of her losing it, actually, she's found some inner peace. And actually, she's achieved the boundary that she tried to put in place very calmly and very collected. How amazing is it that sometimes we have to seemingly lose it to actually reach the point whereby we are tired of our own stuff and the people that have been, preying on you, not sticking to it, actually get the memo. Your life is on you. This timeline shift is literally bringing up for us the fact that we are the sum of the five people that we hang around. So, like I know people, I've been around people recently that, they talk about people in a particular way, and you're like, these are supposed to be your friends. And then as soon as they want the fun that their friends can bring or the justification or the lack of accountability, these people are all of a sudden their favorite people. However, they were putting them down. So the reason I'm sharing this scenario is you are the sum of the five people that you hang around. So if you are somebody like myself who chooses love, who chooses peace, who chooses harmony, if you are around just one of your five is full of drama, full of games, lacking standards and accountability, all of a sudden your five has completely changed dynamics. So make sure if you are looking for a beautiful, intimate relationship, you're around people who have that. Because when you hang around people that have been hurt or that create drama or that don't want to be in a relationship, you are going to be in that energy of putting somebody down, recognizing, or like making out that they're not good enough or projecting that you're not good enough. When actually, in reality, it's the energy that you are placing yourself in that is actually dictating your life. This timeline hop is whether you are tired of your crap or not, whether you are ready to change your life. Because, like I say, the door has been slammed. A new door is ready, it's unlocked, it's willing to be opened for you. And everything that you ever choose would be the other side of it. That person that you're madly in love with is gonna be through that door, with they would have done the work and they would have, been happy and they will be calm and whatever. But have you done it? Are you brave enough to let go of everything that has stopped you getting that? Are you honest enough to recognize that you're lazy? That you talk a good story? I have hundreds of people reaching out to me all the time saying, Lucy, I want to be able to create a business like yours. How do I do it? And I'm like, I will share anything with anybody. And so I tell them, and then a week later, all of a sudden they stop posting on social media, or all of a sudden they're just bored. And I'm like, this is 10 years into my business. I had a conversation a few months ago with somebody and they were like, oh, yeah, I reckon if I get my head down really, really hard for a couple of months, my business would be amazing. And I was like, Give yourself minimum a year of getting your head down, and I mean really getting your head down and putting effort in every day and showing up and putting yourself out there. And even then, you might need to give yourself another year. And this person looked mortified. You don't just create a business overnight by just deciding that you're going to create a business. You create a business by surrounding yourself with people that are on the same mission, that hold a high regard and a high value to living in a life of abundance rather than lack. Like I say, of those five people, if you have one person in your closest circle that is in lack, trust me, you are going to go down with them. You have to be very careful with the people that you have in your life. And don't get me wrong, if those people are great for fun and your number one priority is fun, then absolutely stick around them. But don't be bitching and whinging about them when you think they're lazy or when they don't look after themselves or when they don't go to the gym or whatever it is. Like, you have to own this. For me, the most sexy quality a man can possess, not my friends. Like, I don't go to bed with my friends. Yes, I like my friends being disciplined, but the most sexy quality a man could have for me is discipline. Simple as that. It's discipline. Discipline with alcohol, drugs, smoking. Smoking's a deal breaker for me. Drugs are a kind of a deal breaker for me. Alcohol not so much, but those two things. As an ex-smoker and as a I used to be a big party drug taker back in the day. I've kind of grown out of that stuff. I don't really want it around me. So for me, they're deal breakers. If somebody can have discipline in those areas, if somebody's disciplined enough to go to the gym, if somebody's disciplined enough to run their own business or go to work or show up or put the effort in or love themselves a little bit more, like that to me is the most sexy thing. Now, just because I'm sharing this with you, it doesn't mean you have to have the same things that I do, but this timeline hop it's basically giving it to us. What is it that you choose? What is it that you would love? What is it that you would, really like to create your life with going forwards? And then are you sticking true to it? When the tests come up, as you all know they do, they all come up, don't they? We all get tested. As soon as we've made a decision, right, that's it, I'm not doing that anymore, we get a test. Are you sure? And the dangly carrot normally looks like an angel, but it's the devil in disguise, right? It's something that we need to recognize. Every single one of us will get tests. Every single one of us will be tested. If we decide that we're going on a diet, let me tell you straight, you will get tested. Someone will offer you a cake. If you've decided I'm going to be disciplined and I'm going to turn up and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do Pilates and I'm going to go walking and yada yada yada. In fact, I've got a really great one. So I'm doing minimum 20,000 steps a day. I've whacked it up. I'm loving it at the moment. I'm really enjoying everything. So I have a little bit of a competition with myself every day that I have to make sure that I get over that number. And I think I probably miss one day a week maximum, right? That is super discipline, to find the time, to find the effort, to find the energy, to actually get out and do that. And my body is changing massively because of it. Someone commented just the other day, they were like, my God, your legs are looking so amazing. Yes, they are, because I'm disciplined with what I'm doing. You guys know it's been like 4.5 months since I've had any alcohol. I am not interested in drinking alcohol. Why? Because I am disciplined. Why? Because on New Year's Eve, I was a pain in the ass and I actually felt really bad, not alcohol bad. I felt really bad for the person that I was being outrageous to. It's like Sassy Sally Lucy Younger was back and I didn't like it. So I put that on myself and I'm disciplined enough. I have not had even a sip of alcohol in that time. And I'm not going to. I've made the decision for myself that, like maybe on my wedding day, I'll have a glass of champagne, or whatever. I don't even like champagne anymore, to be honest with you, but it sounds good, doesn't it? So that's kind of the ethos where I am right now. And this timeline, this hop that has taken place, this quantum leap forwards that has taken place is really allowing us to level up and to change and to be and to really go after everything that we deserve. Like, guys, we've been settling for too long. My fellow starseeds and light workers, you have been settling. You've settled. And the only person you can blame is the person that looks back at you in the mirror. People get so triggered when I talk about standards. But at the end of the day, at some point in your life, you have got to say, this is no longer my story. I deserve this. I resonate with that. I am going after this. And it doesn't mean you are some evil bitch. It means that you are just saying, I deserve what I deserve. Slam the door. Shut the book. The book is done. Ditch the book. Guys, it's time to start creating a new one. You can decide how this goes. You can decide who's in this book, who's out of this book, whose character name is going to change. You are the author. All you need to do is decide, commit, and go all in. I made a decision, I think it was Tuesday last week, that I'd had a situation present itself to me and matters of the heart. It's always matters of the heart with me. You know, everything else in my life is perfect. It's only ever matters of the heart that get to me. And I had a proposal, for want of better words, I had a proposal and I really had to sit with this proposal and consider what it meant, what it felt, what it looked like. Now, the old Lucy would have slammed the door instantly. And because of this timeline hop, I've actually gone, right, let's look at this dynamic. Why has this come up? What do I actually choose? What do I actually resonate with? How do I feel about this? And you know what? It's been such a magical experience leaning in, connecting, being, zero distractions. Remember, not every character in your story so far deserves a continual role. This quantum leap that we have experienced is all about your truth. You cannot hide anymore. You cannot lie anymore. You cannot pretend to be anything else anymore. The dog next door sounds like it's being murdered. I'm going to have to go and check on it. Like a poor little thing. I'm sending him healing as I'm doing this. Poor little thing. Ladies and gents, did you feel the timeline hop? Did you feel the shift? Does like all of a sudden are really your authentic people like being allowed to come close to you, but then the inauthentic ones being held from you? Are you leaning into this energy of like, oh my God, this feels so good? I don't know about you guys, but I've had apologies that I've been desperate for years. I've heard from people and, you know, I'm being taken on experiences with people that I'm like, wow, like I never even knew that I needed this in my life. Be open, be willing, make the decisions that make you happy. Who are you? What do you choose? How do you want to show up in the world? This is the best bit about this particular timeline hop. This full moon is rattling us to our core. And I'm so grateful for it. We're being shown people for exactly who they are. We're being given experiences. We are getting a brand new canvas to decide exactly how our life goes from here. And I don't know about you guys, but it makes me so freaking happy. Happy, happy, happy. Yeah. This is happening for us. Like it's literally happening for us. We can grab it, we can run after it, we can just jump on it. And that's what I intend to do. Obviously, it's on you what you decide to do. So, ladies and gents, we have Soul School on the 13th of May. I've also just secured a gorgeous venue in near Bournemouth, in between Bournemouth and Christchurch, in Dorset, whereby I am going to do a really intimate meditation in June. It's going to be the 20th of June. It's going to be a Friday night. It's the day before solstice. There's a reason for that. I'm going to do a really, really intimate session there. So if you are in and around that area and you would like to secure a spot, check out the description field for this video. I think this is going to be the first time I speak about this publicly. So if you're up for some of that, quickly go and get a ticket because there's only 20. Once they're gone, they're gone. There's literally no space to put anybody else in, but it is going to be absolute divine magic. So, ladies and gents, please remember this is your time now. Star seeds, light workers, I encourage you to lean into this beautiful, beautiful journey that we are on. Decide what it is. Accept the lessons. Know that we've all been hurt. Know that we've had everything happen to us that needed to happen to us for us to be the exact person that we are right now. But also know the book is closed. Once and for all, the book is closed and we don't need to open it again. It's up to you whether you want to or not, though. Ladies and gents, I hope this video has landed well. I hope it has given you a little bit of hope. This timeline hop is beautiful. Create your reality. Like I cannot encourage you enough. Go do one of my meditations whereby you're really working with the quantum field. Create your reality. For my friends, this is where the story changes. May is the start of us really stepping forwards into something special. I love you guys to the moon and stars. I will be back super soon. Don't forget to check out the description field. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Hop over to subscribe to my channel, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you get notified whenever I put new content out. For now, I will love you and leave you, and I will catch you in the next video. Lots of love, guys. Ciao, ciao for now.